All right, happy Monday night, everybody. Welcome into the daily broadcast emanating forth and coming to you from the Arctic Air Studios. It was kind of hot again today. Last day of September, no two ways about it. It's pretty warm. If your air was not Arctic, you need to call the bear. If it's not cooling down right now, well, chances are it might not heat up come wintertime. Call the bear, Arctic Air. We got a lot of stuff tonight. It's Monday. We find out what you know. It's important to know what you know. What do you know? What do you not know? What do you think you know? All of those things tonight, whether it's tech football, Big 12 college football, NFL, Dallas Cowboys, you tell us. What do you know? What do you not know? What do you think you know? We hand out helmet stickers on Monday night as well. We celebrate awesomeness, people that are great, sports or otherwise. And then we're also going to celebrate tonight Kris Kristofferson. Now, you see on the headline, on what we call a slug line, death to analytics, long live analytics. Joey McGuire today at the Texas Tech Media Monday press conference burying analytics, but at the same time, maybe keeping them alive. We'll talk about that tonight. I loved what he had to say today regarding the evolution of the use of analytics on the Texas Tech sidelines. We'll explain as we go through. You guys are the best. You guys make it happen. Get in. Thanks to United Supermarkets on the chat line, whether you are on YouTube, whether you are on Facebook, whether you are on Twitter X, it doesn't matter. You guys get in the same way. We want to hear from everyone out there tonight who wants to have a conversation. So make that happen. Brought to you in part by Domino's Pizza. It's Monday night. That means football. We got two games tonight on Monday night. So Domino's.com. Get the app if you don't have it. If you do have it, you're going to save money. And they still actually deliver it to your house. That's amazing. And McAlpin Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Raiderland. He's good. He's a West Texan. That's all you need to know. But I'll tell you a little bit more. He's worked with Texas Tech high-level track and field athletes for decades. He is well respected in his craft. And I've sent my own family to him. So there you go. Kevin McAlpin Chiropractic. If you give him a holler, tell him we said hey. Well, let's do it tonight. In 3, in 2. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt. TheRaiderland.com is the website. You start your day every day there. You see the Raiderland hot links. We like to put cool stuff out there. You see the question of the day. You find out what we're going to talk about here. Get a chance to sound off. It's really easy. It's really cool. And everything we do, we put there. So after the show is over, you want to share this with your friends, go to TheRaiderland.com and do just that. We have James rocking in. Thumbs up on Facebook. Thank you, James. Craig, the talking box is on Facebook. Waiting on my YouTube people to get in. Waiting on my my Twitter X people to get in. And then we're going to be off and running tonight. All right, so kind of gave you the lowdown on what we're going to do tonight. We started this either a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And I asked you this question tonight. When it comes to Texas Tech football, what do you know? What do you know right now about Tech football? They're 2-0 in the Big 12. They're 4-1 on the year. What do you know about Texas Tech? What do you not know? What do you think you know? Now let's extrapolate that on out. What do you know about the Big 12? What do you know about the NFL? What do you know about the Cowboys? What do you know about the Chiefs? Our 60 seconds of Raiderland commentary today. The Chiefs have reached the wonderful elite level of being bored with the entire process. That's exactly where they are right now. They are bored with the whole thing. Down 10. Oh, Chargers. Yeah, 35-5 against the division last few years with Mahomes. Okay. What time? Okay, yeah, we'll go score. How much? 17? Will that be enough? All right, there you go, Andy. 17. Jeff gets in from YouTube. YouTube is on. Where are my Twitter people? Where are my people on X? You guys get in now, and we get it going. So we ask you on a Monday, what do you know? What do you not know? What do you think you know? Anything in between. Helmet stickers, you guys know how to do that. Celebrate awesomeness. Who's cool, who's not. Give them a helmet sticker. And then the analytics discussion we'll get to as we go through tonight. James, the Big 12 is wide open. Is BYU the team to beat? No, I don't think BYU is the team to beat right now. I think they still have some flaws. I think they still. This is going to sound weird, but you got to take it on the road. You got to. I don't know. Now I'm going to say BYU's team to beat. I can't get there right now. All right. I can't do it at this point. You know, maybe. No, I can't do it. I'm not going to be. You know, just not going to happen. No, it ain't going to be. It ain't going to be. I still think Kansas State can get there. Let's see. That was triggered to the late Pete Rose. Did he pass today? I've not seen anything on that. Do we have breaking news? I saw that Dikembe Mutombo passed. God, he made watching NBA basketball fun in the 90s. If we got something on Rose, I hadn't seen it. I just started the show. Not saying you're wrong. Hadn't seen anything just yet. You know? Let's see. The fake Natalie Mates weighs in, wants to know, how can Ryan Williams, a five-star Bama play, run all over the dogs at Tech, refuses to pass to Micah Hudson? Are Tech receivers that talented to keep Hudson off the field? Or is Alabama afraid 17-year-old Ryan Williams will get in the portal and transfer to UGA, Texas, or Ohio State? Ryan Williams was healthy coming out of high school. He was healthy all summer. He worked out and he worked in. Mike Hudson was not. Mike Hudson is way behind development as a five-star, four-star receiver. He's just not there yet. He's not. And people that are worried about him in the portal, worry about everybody in the portal. But don't worry about him right now. And if he were to leave, okay, fine, whatever. I really don't care. But he's just not good enough right now, developed enough to get on the field against the receivers you have. It's just that simple. And I know a lot of people don't want it to be that simple. They want something else going on. But it's just that simple. He's not good enough yet to be out there and take spots. And that's the way it works. Jeff says, reported by TMZ. I assume we're talking about Pete Rose. Could be. Maybe it is. Fox News, says Ryan, confirms Pete Rose dead at 83. We've lost Kris Kristofferson, and now we lose Pete Rose. What else are you going to do to me? Yeah, Craig. We saw that. We saw that. We wrote about it today. We're talking about it tonight. Yeah. We're going to talk about the greatest Kris Kristofferson songs, funny stories, anything else you want to do. Confirmed by his agent. Both Pete Rose and Kris Kristofferson. All right. So, yeah, there you go. The show you plan, the show you're going to get. Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, should have been in the Hall of Fame. I think he should have been in the Hall of Fame from day one. But Bart Giamatti suspended him and banned him. I get it, understand it, but he should have been allowed to go in as a player, not as manager. Don Williams and I, so we started the Williams and I show in 1994. So that's 5 years after the Rose banishment, the fall of '89. We limited ourselves early on because Don Williams hated Pete Rose. Pete Rose was one of my favorite players growing up. Don Williams thought Pete Rose was a selfish player. I wanted to be Pete Rose. I loved the Reds at that time. I was a catcher, so I wore Johnny Bench's number, but that's beside the point. But it was my contention that Pete Rose should be allowed to be on the ballot, that he should go in as a player, what he did, the greatest hitter of all time by hits. We can have that debate, whatever. So, hey, baseball, congrats. You got your revenge against Pete Rose. He died never getting to go into the Hall of Fame. Good job. Wonderful job. Fantastic. We applaud you, baseball. Hall of Fame voters are some of the most despicable people out there. And how they try to adjudicate the game, impose their lack of morals upon it. Randy has chimed in on Facebook. Where are my Twitter people? Where are my X people? Come on now. You were the tiny Dan McDowell, the time, I assume Dan McDowell, interviewed Dikembe when he was working for the ticket. No, I do not. I didn't listen to that. I didn't live in Dallas. I didn't listen to the ticket a whole lot after the early years. We listened a lot in the early years. The first, I would say, 4 years, 5 years that the ticket was on, we listened to it a lot. Turn of the century, the ticket kind of quit being the ticket. And then after that, no, I probably didn't hear it. But the early days of the ticket, radio greatness, and not just sports radio greatness, but radio greatness. Nothing better. We liberally stole from it. On my show, we had to morph it into the market. There were things you could do in Dallas that you could not do in the Lubbock market, and we morphed it around. We changed it, curved it around, for those who know, and made it work. Yeah, no, I don't remember the time. Dan McDowell interviewed Dikembe. Is Dion onto something with the Buffs, or will they fade like last year? Well, they still have a bad defense. Their offense is okay. I don't know. Let's tune in and find out together. Be awesome. James, helmet sticker to district play starting in high school football. Let's find out who's going to be who, right? So what do we know? What do we not know? What do we think we know? Let's do that tonight. I want to get this thing going with you guys every Monday. So let's talk Tech football. What do you know about Texas Tech football today? 4-1, 2-0 in Big 12 play. First time since 2013, 2-0. Tell me what you know right now about Tech football. Tell me what you don't know. Tell me what you think you know. Tell me what you don't know or don't think you know or think you don't know or know within the Big 12. So Dion onto some of the Buffs. I don't know. I don't know if he is or not. I don't think so. What do you know with the Dallas Cowboys right now? What do you think you know with the Dallas Cowboys right now? What do you know with the Kansas City Chiefs or the NFL or otherwise? What do you think you know? What do you not know? These are, to me, some of the best questions to ask yourself when it comes to sports and trying to figure some things out. Run through that list. What do we know? What do we not know? What do we think we know? Tech still struggles to beat mediocre teams. Well, who are the mediocre? Who are the mediocre teams they're struggling to beat? Because I'm going to tell you right now, Tech, Arizona State, Cincinnati, they're all right there in the middle of the Big 12, and the Big 12 is one big middle. That you think Tech's struggling to win these games, I'm saying this is how you win games in the Big 12, by a possession or two possessions. That's this league this year right now, and that Texas Tech has done that. To me, that tells me that's a good sign. What do I know? I know Tech wins close games under Joey McGuire that they used to lose. I know it, seen it, and that's culture. So you say they struggle to win against mediocre teams. I say most of the teams in the Big 12 are good teams. Not great. Good teams. Tech's a good team, not a great team. So when you say that, I come back at you and I say, I think you're misanalyzing the situation. Jeff, I know the good enough defense needs to be just good enough in the desert Saturday night. That's the key. And, you know, this is an interesting Arizona team. Quarterback, wide receiver play together in high school, obviously playing together in college now. They're better on the second play than they are the first play. And I don't mean second down. I mean when the play breaks down, when all goes to hell, I don't know what that is in my mouth, but it can't be good. They extend the play. Second play is what we call it. Nobody better in the business doing that. Patrick Mahomes in the NFL getting to the second play, which tells me if I'm Tim DeRuyter, I don't know that I blitz. I don't know that I bring pressure. I think I lay back, three-man front. Let's see what they do formation-wise. Three-man front, odd front, and just let's cover out. Let's see what we can do there early on, because most of the time pressure not getting there. Most of the time. James says, I know Morton is playing his best ball as a Tech quarterback. That's not a golf reference, not best ball, better ball, four ball, or alternate shot. He had a really nice game Saturday night. I thought he threw the ball as good as he's thrown. He was, you know, hitting receivers so hot. And I was worried about it. Washington State. I still think he was dinged up, but he threw passes as good as you can throw a pass. And sometimes it was so hot, hey, take it a little off. Speed option today, Joe McGuire, they talked about that a little bit. Kind of a fun little wrinkle. We don't want to see him run too much, right? We know that. What do we know today? We know we don't want to see him run too much. It's not a pure option, but his dad would be pleased with that. James Morton running, basically almost a wishbone type offense there at Monterey, very ground oriented, and then at West Texas State University when he was in college, running an option game as well. Fake Natalie Maines. I can't wait for district football. I got a work trip to Houston next week, and I'm going to sneak over to Galena Park and watch North Shore, GP North Shore, and Goose Creek. They'll hang half 100 by halftime. Yeah, certainly GP North Shore, as good as it's been the last, decade or so? Well, say as good as it's been. One of the best. All right, glad you're with us tonight. What do you got for me tonight? What do we know? What do we don't know? What do we think we know? Helmet stickers, we hand those out. Let's talk about analytics a little bit here, and we'll probably close out with some of your favorite Kris Kristofferson memories, thoughts, songs, everything else. So get in. Thanks to United Supermarkets, all your communications coming in tonight, whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. Doesn't matter where you're watching us. And then we hope you share this with your friends out there and do us a favor. Then, hey, get some Domino's pizza tonight, man. Call them up, tell them thanks for being a part of Raiderland. Why not? Why not? Randy, will Trump come in for the Tech Colorado game if we both keep winning? No. No. One, it's a heavy red state, so he didn't have to do it. And no, it ain't gonna happen. Sounds cool though. Be neat, but no, it's not gonna. All right, so Joey McGuire today talking a little bit about the analytics, the going for it on the fourth down, the not going for it. And he had I think a moment of clarity out there at Washington State earlier this year, and we saw it, not so much in the North Texas game, certainly in the Arizona State game. And even over the weekend, there was one time they went for it. I'm like, good, go, don't go. I hated the play call. And they said today, well, the play call, yeah, it's a good play call, but Taj broke it in. We were zone blocking outside, whatever. I didn't like it. I didn't like formation, everything else. So it doesn't matter. I don't care what I think. But what we're seeing now with Joey Lytics is I think he's finally coming back to the idea that, you know what? I'm a sentient human being. I'm here on the sidelines. I know what the hell is going on. I'm watching game flow. I know what the wind's doing. I know what my line's doing. I know who's healthy. I know who's not. And you know what? Know who doesn't know that? The analytics book that was upstairs in the press box, and you had a guy basically thumbing through the book in the headset saying, and then everybody's trying to translate that while getting plays and everything else. Play callers trying to figure out, what are we doing? It's second down. Am I in 2 down and am I in 1 down? Do I have to go for it on this 3rd down? Or are we going to go for it on 4th down? Hell, I don't know. So that changes the way you call play scripting, play calling, everything else. So we get through that, and then we go to, let's bring the book down on the field. So now McGuire, I don't know that he's the only one privy to the conversation, but it cuts out all the cross traffic on the headsets that you got an OC, you got a head coach, you got your offensive coaches, personnel package, and everything else, and then you got a guy going, So that changed this week. Hold on a second. I gotta attend to something real quick. I gotta close this door. Drive me nuts. Unbelievable. There we go. The Arctic Air Studios and the door is like flying wide open. So the last 2 weeks, the book's been downstairs. And when we say downstairs, we mean on the sidelines. And it cuts out some of the cross communication. I think that's good. I think that's a good thing. And Joey McGuire speaking of that today, that he not admitted, that sounds like under cross-examination, but just stating the fact that, hey, it might say do this, but we're watching this game right now, and we'd rather play 2 scores ahead. We'd rather be 10 ahead and take the field goal than gamble to try to get 14 and not get it. And now we're 7. And you know what, Joey? You're right. It's worked out that you played ahead in games when it mattered in the second half the last 2 weeks because of those decisions. Thumbs up from me. 100%. Back to the United Supermarkets and Market Street Communication Center, and we find out that Jeff wants to know off of Facebook, I know we need better October than Joey has had so far to make run the Big 12 championship. Let's not talk about championships yet. Let's talk about winning games. All right. Does Joey override play calls? Absolutely. Every head coach does, 100%. Now, I don't know if you're talking about go, not go. Does he have the ability, if he doesn't like in a certain situation, down distance play call? He could. How often that happens, I don't know. He is the air traffic controller, though. As a head coach who's not a coordinator, he's there. He could. He can. I don't know how much he does that, and it would be wrong for me to say he overrides a lot of that. But I know that he knows what's going on, and certainly on the go, no-go, the overriding deal, yes, he has that ability, 100%. David Carr, KMAC 28 sports director, has made his way off the set back to his office. Looking around at a bunch of 20-somethings going, good God, how old am I? A helmet sticker for the guy that's in charge of the book on the field. Yeah, there's one guy, it's like the nuclear football. One guy's got the nuclear football, and he hit it. I don't think he hit it. I do think that McGuire looked at the situation again and said, golly, what if we just went up by 10 and we made them play from behind 2 possessions, and they had to do this, and it worked out well last week, and we were in a real strong position, and we got 2 field goal kickers. Most teams don't have 1. Tech has 2. What if we just do that? Yeah. James on Facebook, playing ahead takes stress off everyone. Amen. That's one of the best things that I've seen. What do I know on a Monday? I know Texas Tech has been a lot better the last 2 weeks, getting out ahead and stiff-arming teams instead of trying to go up 14. Just be up 10. It's okay. You can't kick a 10-point field goal. You can't go score a 10-point touchdown. You can't do it. Kris, forget championships. I just want to win a road game. Yeah, let's get there first. Going to be hard this week. We're going to talk about that. Randy Collier overrides the friendly banter at the end of the newscast. All right, so that's Happy Chat. And if you see them talking too long at the end of a segment on TV, that means the producer underproduced, or somebody went light, or somebody went really fast, which it could be a weather person, usually. But yeah, when you got a floor director out there, giving them this, got to stretch, that's when you get into the Happy Chat. That's when crap goes bad on the KMAC 28 set. That's when you see the long knives come out. Brian Mudd, he doesn't put up with any of this. He's pretty much untouchable, just like his hair. Let's be honest. He's a made man. Lauren wants everybody to get along, be happy. It's all good. And she gets frustrated when people aren't happy and things aren't going well. And then she gets angry and things could go bad. The meteorologist, the chief meteorologist, he's just happy to be there. And then you got a sports guy over there. They don't even give him a freaking desk to sit down at. They demand that he walk around and then meander back over to the set, and then ask that he engage in a happy chat with basically people that don't have much in common, never go out together. Yeah, it's a recipe for disaster on your TV screen. And that's why we tune in and that's why we love it because you don't know what's going to happen. Ryan Ivey, thanks to United Supermarkets. I know Tech is a true contender for the Big 12 championship if they win this week. Absolutely. I mean, if they win this week, we look at them completely different. Helmet sticker Greg Biffle. A lot of NASCAR people are pilots. Greg Biffle, Carl Edwards, a lot of the team owners, a lot of drivers are pilots. They have been flying in and out and around North Carolina in that part of the world the last 48 hours, getting people in, getting people out, bringing supplies and stuff. Biffle doing it all day yesterday, and I think Saturday as well. Doing what he could. The Biff, 48 years old now. Biff, how old are you? It's just what they do, and I'm not surprised to see it. But absolutely, helmet sticker to Greg Biffle, making that happen. Kris Kristofferson, give me your favorite Kris Kristofferson songs before we get out of here tonight. There are no wrong answers necessarily. There could be. I don't know. Me and Bobby McGee, not on my list. If nothing else, because Janis Joplin sang it, so that kind of wore me out. But I'll give you mine real quick. Number one, Loving Her Was Easier. It may be, it's not the perfect song. There is no perfect song, but it is an amazing song. Pacing and everything else, lyrics, music, the chord structure. Loving Her Was Easier. Roger Miller releases that for the first time on his album. Roger Miller did a ton of Kristofferson songs. People go like, Roger Miller? Damien, and did them good. But when Waylon does it live in '76, and that was the thing that Kristofferson would admit. He'd be like, I wrote these great songs. Somebody else is singing it. Now I can't sing my own damn song. That one probably top of my list. Absolutely for sure. Nobody Wins, number two. As simple a lyric structure as you could get with as deep a meaning as you can find. And that was one that nobody did better than him, in my opinion. That he could sing that, and you're going, yeah. Let's see. Off the text line on YouTube. Sunday Morning Coming Down. Great song, incredibly difficult to do well. And this is another song that Kristofferson said, after Cash releases it, I can't sing it the way he did, and now I can't do the song. He was a little self-deprecating on that part, but it's an incredibly complex song. The thing that I liked about what Kristofferson could do, he could write a song like that. It could be highly orchestrated. The studio version of Sunday Morning Coming Down with Cash, it's got string. It's got a lot of different stuff going on. You could also strip down any Kristofferson song with an acoustic guitar and nothing else and play it on stage, and it's just as compelling. In a way, not in a way, very similar to a lot of the early Willie Nelson writings, which they, kind of went to school on each other and everything else. But the thing that always impressed me, I guess, as I get older, as I learned a little bit about the craftsmanship and everything else, was that the versatility of the song that Kristofferson would create lent itself to so many different variations, and they were very evocative in the writing, but the musical structure was such that you could make it easy, you could make it simple, or you could do whatever you wanted to with it. Not a lot of songs like that. They don't translate that way. So yeah, Sunday Morning Coming Down. Nobody Wins. And we make it through the night. I'll do what I can, Trace. Oh, that's weird and awkward. I read that too fast. Yeah, sorry about that, Trey. I read that too fast. Sorry. The other thing I love, it's hard to say love now, loved about Kristofferson um, was his just wretchedly not great voice, which made it all that much better. That it was singularly and unique to Kristofferson. There are a lot of great lead singers that don't have great voices. I heard him say about 3 or 4 years ago. See, I was really smart. I had a bad voice to begin with, and now that I'm in my 80s, I don't sound any worse than I did in my 30s. Uh, and it's kind of true. You know, there are a lot of great lead singers, not great voices. Bono, U2, not a great voice. Sting, not a great voice, but they sing great, don't they? They absolutely sing great. Florida Raider jumping in on YouTube. Thanks for being out there, man. Appreciate it. Liked him in the villain in the movie Lone Star. Was talking about that with a friend of mine today. One of the great movies nobody knows about. It comes out in 1996. Matthew McConaughey in this, by the way. The actor who I forgot his name, who played July Johnson, the sheriff from Arkansas in Lonesome Dove. Anyhow, that movie, if you've never seen Lone Star, you gotta see it. And it was, I don't know if it was an independent release, but it's really hard to find. I'm not going to give away anything by telling you the plot or otherwise. Set in Texas, involves law enforcement down the valley, down the border, and it's just great, great stuff. Chris Cooper, thank you very much. Yeah, I know how to find Texas, but how do I find July? And I had to watch the movie twice because the first time I saw it, I was on Vicodin and Miller Lite. It's a vastly different movie when you see it that way. The second time I saw it, this is even bit better than the first time without the snakes. Who knew? You know. Let's see. Craig said you can stream it on Tubi. Tubi. It's probably one of the things I'm paying for that I don't even know I'm paying for. Yeah, and as an actor, I mean, obviously, A Star Is Born. You know, what do you want on that? Many other movie roles. But the dude was just, and there are going to be so many people saying this today, he was a Renaissance man, right? He was smart. He was in the Army. He flew a helicopter and landed on Johnny Cash's lawn and hand delivered a song lyric because the record company wasn't giving it to him. You know, he did all these things. Yeah, he did all those things. I would submit to you, he's not a Renaissance man. He's just a man. At least the way we used to be, even though I can't fly a helicopter. If I could, it would be awkward. I don't know where Johnny Cash's house is. And it'd be weird. You get the idea. All right. You guys hammer this out on social media tonight. Spread the word. Big day tomorrow. Tuesday's best, theraiderland.com. We'll be with you on that in the morning on the website, theraiderland.com. Be back for the daily broadcast. We'll have a 60 seconds of Raiderland commentary for you tomorrow that never lasts 60 seconds. Insert your own joke there. But the best thing y'all can do for me is just share this and invite people in. I always enjoy the conversation. It's great. It's fantastic. And we'll see you tomorrow, theraiderland.com.